The Cribs are one of the most exciting bands to come out of the UK from the past decade, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the show Gary and Ryan from the Cribs, who are here performing in New Zealand. Welcome.
How do you do? Nice to meet you.
You too.
Pleasure.
How are you doing over there?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Your first time in New Zealand?
Yes, it is. We got in yesterday, I think, to Christchurch.
I was going to ask you a question about touring because it's been a couple of years since you've had Johnny Marr with you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah, it's probably it started time with us.
2008.
February 2008. So yeah, it's 2 years since we started touring.
How does that change the on-stage dynamic with regards to the older songs that you're performing?
See, it's really peculiar for us because we knew those songs like the back of our hand, and it's so weird to now hear them. I'll get used to hearing them with Johnny's parts, Now it would sound weird without them, and that's quite weird to us, because we wrote and conceived those songs, and we were so used to like the way that it sounded as a three-piece. So now it would seem weird to not have it there. So
I think it's definitely added quite a lot to the the sound, especially live. You know what I mean? Because I think that it kind of feels like there's more power to it, which is good.
Your 2009 album, Ignore the Ignorant, I think is a much more polished affair. Was it a conscious decision on your part,
it was a conscious decision to make it much more raw? Like that was a real conscious decision and a whole conceptual idea when we made the record. Like when we were looking for producers, we just want to record it live, and we want to do it really open and keep it raw. But
we never really have any idea how it's going to come out.
So were you very hands-on with the production process, or did you leave it mostly up to Nick?
We've always been really hands-on with the production process. I mean, because for a start, me and Gary always had our own studio. We used to produce all our early stuff in the early days, so we kind of have this idea that no one knows how this band's supposed to sound better than what we do. Obviously the producers that we bring in are really good, and they definitely bring something to the table, especially with sonic ideas, or Nick was he's a very smart producer. He had some really good ideas for textures and stuff, but me and Gally always produced all the band's early stuff, and we kind of have always made sure that we keep a hand in it in that way, because just keep the integrity.
Well, yeah, and otherwise you would worry that you compromise somewhere on your original vision, I guess. But Nick and all the producers we've used have really understood that, and that's what makes a good producer, I think. Someone who understands what the band wants to do and just helps them achieve that, rather than enforces an agenda on them the whole time.
With the addition of Johnny to the band, I mean, you guys are brothers, 3 brothers plus Johnny Marr. I mean, I imagine you guys would have been creating music together for a long, long time before the Cribs came to light. Was it kind of like welcoming a new brother into the group, or not at all?
Over time, yeah. I mean, over time, Johnny became our best friend, and we had a lot in common in the first place, and we liked what each other did, and you spend so much time together, and you get on the same page with even things just like your sense of humour and your ethics and your personal politics, and you sound a lot of things off, people you, not just in a band with, but anyone who you have to work with in any way like that, and we just became close friends, and now it was a gradual process, but now it would be weird to not have him around. It'd be really strange for us.
It's kind of I think that from Johnny's perspective, it's kind of you have to become kind of part of the family, otherwise you wouldn't survive,
So post touring, what do you guys have in store, planned for 2010?
I've got a couple of things I've got to finish. I'm in the middle of producing a record for a band, and then we're gonna, I don't know, I guess
we're gonna go in the studio in April, just start writing some stuff with no real agenda. just for fun, just see how it goes.
Hey, well, thank you so much for joining me today on the show, and have a great time in New Zealand. And we're going to check out something now from their 2009 album, Ignore the Ignorant. This is We Share the Same Skies.